As a reminder, mine is the euthanasia case that in 2008 was overturned. My case is the most important because it actually accompanies Melissa's case. My case pulls not only gay marriage into question, but also abortion and healthcare. The primary ideal of the United States is democracy. Sometimes we've been criticized because the Supreme Court and the judicial branch is the one branch in which we really don't have a lot of influence over. We changed the rules of the Senate so that we could vote for people to put them into the Senate. We vote for the people in the House, and we vote for the President. However, we really don't have a lot of influence over who goes into the Supreme Court. However, my case was actually able to allow us to have an influence over what goes on in the Supreme Court. In order for us to have an influence, the Supreme Court has to be able to hear us. But if the case is heard too quickly, they're not going to be able to understand the views of the American people. My case sets the precedent for the Supreme Court to take a step back and actually wait for multiple states to decide a ruling. It is only through this that then the Supreme Court can take the views of the people into consideration and make a decision that most accurately represents America as a whole at that time. In order for the Supreme Court to hear the people, we have to give them the opportunity to listen. It is only through my case that we let the Supreme Court listen to our views. Without my case, they could have decided in favor of Virginia, and we could have taken a step back and simply had to accept that. But because in 2008 a Supreme Court case was overturned, this sets the precedent that people can speak up. We can argue with what the Supreme Court decides. And as such, the Supreme Court has made the decision to take a step back on a lot of social issues and wait to listen to what the American people have to say.
It actually sets a great precedent that states shouldn't be able to have certain rights over some things. It sets a precedent for the Supreme Court overruling state laws because, like I said before, this is a stepping stone for almost all of the social issues our country is facing today, such as gay rights, abortion, and healthcare. If we look at the cases like Loving, Virginia, we can see that on issues that many have strong opinions on, it's important that the Supreme Court maybe makes a decision so that each state doesn't have a law that people might disagree with. Although state laws are important on social issues, I think it's important for the country as a whole to decide. That way there's less dispute over what's going on. And so that states don't have laws that one group of people might find discriminatory. On a case of euthanasia is still right now decided on a state basis whether or not it should be allowed. And many people still disagree on whether it's right or wrong. However, I'm pretty sure no one in this room would object to a couple being married interracially, so that shows that the Supreme Court's decision was actually more influential than what the states decided individually.
Her case was the exception, not the rule. Every other state had decided that we could have interracial marriage, thus giving the Supreme Court time to make a decision that represented the people. However, that decision and that precedent was not already set. It is only through my case that we ensure that these decisions are made in this way. This ensures that we are able to listen to multiple states. The reason that we had her decision and the reason that we agree with her decision is because the Supreme Court waited until multiple states had weighed in. However, that was the exception, not the rule. It is only through my case where it now becomes more of a rule, where the Supreme Court waits to listen to multiple states and the people to weigh in. In order for us to have true democracy in the United States, we need to be able to have an influence over all three branches of the government. And only my case ensures that the Supreme Court hears what we, the people, think, and interprets the Constitution in a way that best represents us.
Although my case may have been an exception, it's exceptions like this that actually create rules. After my case was passed, interracial marriage increased by 48%. future that